Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the return of the number one show on this page, as voted by you. Smug face. Right, it is the Gaffas Gaff, and tonight we're going to be talking about the things that football fans hate. And I've got quite a few because everybody knows I am the miserable member of the Armchair Pundits. I'm the grumpy one. I'm joined here tonight by Andy, who had a fantastic show on Thursday. Those who haven't watched, go check it out. I'm also joined by Mr. Danny, who's still not got a show, but will have a show one day.
I had a show actually on Friday.
Yeah, he has a show. Yeah, and he has
on Friday, I hosted a show.
And he's got one coming this Friday as well.
Championship preview.
So, hang on, we've got a comment already. La Lisa is the French reference. Look at description. Shut up, Marcus. Right. You might notice tonight that we've all got a blue heart under our name. A friend of ours is struggling a little bit. Not going to mention who it is. The person knows who it is. So we're sending all our wishes and good vibes out to this person. And I hope you feel fantastic soon because you're a fantastic guy. That's why we've got the hearts. So the hearts tonight are for you. Anyway, guys, it's time for the greatest song and theme tune of the Armchair Pundits. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's great, and I love it.
I love it.
Mr. Barnard hates that, and it's great that he hates it. So yeah, big shout out. Anyway, guys, we're here tonight not to talk about the greatest theme tune in Armchair Pundits history. It's time to talk about the things that football fans hate. And as you know, I'm miserable, so we're going to start off with a small one. Actually, one thing that I absolutely hate: football transfers that are heavily rumoured. And everyone thinks it's absolutely going to happen.
Yes.
And then they don't.
Because they get you second guessing, don't they? Half of them.
Yeah. We used to do in this transfer window, we used to every morning, or most mornings, we used to transfer gossip. And you'd get ones like Timo Werner is 100% going to join Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, he goes and joins Chelsea. Right, so we've got two Leicester fans here tonight. What transfer did you think was going to go happen to Leicester and didn't happen?
I thought I was going to get another striker.
Yeah.
I mean, Man U fans, I diss a lot of Man U fans, but they must be so frustrated with their summer transfer window.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this one, like I say, that one, I'm not as gutted it didn't happen because Jota's been amazing, but I hate transfer talk, basically, when it just 90% of it doesn't happen. Speaking of transfers, Andrew's just been loaned out to another page. People in the comments, let us know what transfer you thought you was going to get and it didn't happen. Here's a good one. Who remembers Lewandowski nearly going to Blackburn Rovers?
Gosh, that's going back a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo nearly joined Liverpool before going to Man U. Also about transfer windows. I mean, especially being a Leicester fan yourself, not so much Liverpool, but Leicester fan. When you won the league, you must have been very, very worried about your team.
I was fuming. We just won the league and we've not gone to buy more players. Do you know what I mean? And we've just sold Kante. What was going on in their minds? He was for a lot of Leicester fans, he was the reason one of the main reasons we won the league. Without him, we wouldn't have done it.
Sam James. Another one actually for Lewis, that defender lad that he always goes on about. I can't remember his name.
Luke Ayling.
Ben White.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Ben White? Lewis,
let us know in the comments.
Yeah, Lewandowski nearly joined Blackburn. Yeah, so as a fan, I mean, for me personally, it's not too bad because a lot of our awesome players tend to stay so much more nowadays. I was gutted when Suarez went. But we were saying, Andy, when you won the league, that transfer window after you won the league must have been hell for you because you lost Kante. Did you lose Mahrez that year?
No.
No, Mahrez stayed for another 2 seasons.
Just Kante.
Just lost
Just
Kante.
Possibly drink water.
I think we got ahead of ourselves as fans, to be honest, because we got Champions League and we just won the Premier League, that we expected, just like that, snap of the fingers, that we could start signing world-class players.
That was it, because we weren't used to being an attractive outfit before, were we? And we thought,
So,
if there was ever a moment, that was then. That was the moment.
What's the most? Is there any frustrating signings that you nearly made but didn't quite get over the line?
Adrian Silva.
Yeah, that is really frustrating because he was 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
It was 14 seconds, which turned out to be his shirt number.
What happened to him? Yeah, what happened to him?
Couldn't get the European clearance on him in time, and the FA blocked the transfer, so he had signed for us.
14 seconds after the deadline, it was.
But he couldn't play us. He couldn't play for us for 6 months.
Yeah,
and then what happened?
Well, by the time he actually came into the team, and he just didn't fit in. It just didn't work.
No. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, is that one thing that annoys you football fans? Transfer windows and transfers that don't actually happen.
Paper talk. Hate it.
Paper
Absolutely
talk,
hate paper talk. Yeah. They wind things up.
We're gonna go to the next one, and this is one that's very recent, and it did actually. It don't frustrate me as such, but it infuriated a lot of people, and that is pay-per-view football.
Oh, shout out Leicester for being the only team to vote against it. Just saying.
Yeah, no, fair play to Leicester City there. Very fair play. Credit where credit's due. Pay-per-view football, it's one of them where I think everybody watching this page is going to agree on. Some people like paper talk, but pay-per-view football, you find me one fan that thought it was a good idea.
No, because you can go back into the early 2000s when we had that Prem Plus TV on ITV Digital or whatever it used to be called, and it didn't work. It lasted the season. You're charging £15 when you're paying 25 to 30 quid at the time to go and watch your football team.
Mm-hmm.
Pay-per-view football's not like you're ripping your fans off. I mean, I said this a few times about it. It's like, so you pay your Sky subscription just off the dot, under £1, shall we say, with your Sky Sports package, under £1 with your Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
everything.
Mine's about 112. Mine is.
Yeah. So then say, I know this is not going to happen, but you as a Liverpool fan, but say Liverpool went on for a month. There's 4 games in a month, £15 per time. That's 60 quid on top of that. It's just wrong.
I forked out for the Liverpool-Sheffield United game. Marcus, thank God it's discontinued. But obviously, I mean, 14 quid or 15 quid, whatever it is, not everyone's got that kind of money spare.
I mean, there's a bit of banter going on in the group that we have, isn't there? Because I stream the games, and I am one of those in that position. And like I said to you the other day, I'm not going to pay 15 quid, especially if my team's going to play like that. Do you know what I mean? I know I support them through thick and thin, but I ain't got money to waste. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Well, yeah. When you put it in consideration that a lot of some tickets to some games are less than 15 quid.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I got tickets to Liverpool-Everton last year. It was a last-minute thing, and luckily, I've got people at Anfield. It only cost me about a tenner. And I was Liverpool-Everton. It was a last-minute thing, so there was a lot of discounts on it. But 14 quid to watch fucking Sheffield United? Are you mad?
Yeah, exactly.
But
they need to pay me.
But the most frustrating thing is like people who've got cable in America, because obviously Sky isn't in America, it's cable.
Yeah,
can watch these games part of their subscription. Yet we're the mugs that have to pay for it.
I hate Americans. Right, any American on this, don't think of me as an arse. I just don't like you. I'm not a fan of American people. Speaking of Americans, they will be featured later on in the show.
We actually do have an American in the page. Just saying, one of my mates.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Is he a good guy?
He's a Yank with a Brummie accent. Shout out Ben Hinks.
Oh man, Ben Hinks, come on the page. We need a chat.
He's a massive Liverpool fan as well.
Oh, he's all right then. Yeah, fair play. Let's cancel all that. You know what I mean? You could be a murderer if you're a Liverpool fan. You can't. That's cool. So yeah, pay-per-view definitely goes on my list of what football fans hate. Next one, and this is controversial. I need to apologise first of all to Manchester United fans because this is It was the best picture I could find, and it happens to be Man U. It's not aimed at Man U, not at all, but it's not. Right.
Yeah.
Teams going on about their past achievements.
Wow, that's rich coming from a Liverpool fan.
Whoa!
Yeah, all right, okay, look, okay, right, listen. I'm going to put my hands up. I'm a Liverpool fan, as people know, and I'm just as bad for it. I'm just as bad for it, and I'll put my hand up, you know. Before we won the Premier League, I was constantly going, Champions League finals, all those League Ones. We were the best back in the 80s, you know. You know, that's what I was like. And it was...
In that voice as well.
In that voice. I was embarrassed we hadn't won the Prem.
I mean, I'm not even going to comment on that because we as Leicester fans have probably joined the same group of fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're more recent. You know what I mean?
It's still 4 years, mate. Still 4 years. It's in history now.
There's a difference between Leicester and Liverpool. We weren't expected to do it. They've been expected to do it since they joined the Premier League.
But in the same context...
Win on Sunday, there, won't you?
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Right, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Right. Think not bringing up history. No, I feel sorry for saying if you're not a Liverpool fan or a Man U fan or a Chelsea fan or potentially an Arsenal fan, the rest of the teams must absolutely hate us because we do go on about it, and the Liverpool fans on this page because we're proud of it. But other teams, it must be well irritating.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you guys think of it?
It was for us growing up. I mean, growing up, it was mainly Forest and probably Liverpool and Man U fans more than anything.
Well, that's all I had. I mean, when I was a kid, all my schoolmates, they were either Leicester fans or predominantly they were Man U fans. And Man U in the 90s and, you know, the early parts of, 2000, 2010 were absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
And that's all I had. I couldn't turn around and say, yeah, we're going to win. We're going to beat you this year because we wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So we had to rely on history. You know what I mean? And I think, but what makes me laugh is that everyone used to take the mick out of Liverpool because we kept going on about history. And now that Liverpool's on top, for how long it will be, I do not know. But that's all they're doing now.
We'll be talking about this in another 20 years' time.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool might not win the league again for another 20 years. And we'll be like, well, that time in 2019 to 2020 season, I mean, wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you probably have put a few more Champions League trophies on top of that by the time you win that Premier League title again. So
yeah, we're not if Leicester can have anything to do about it.
No. I weren't born. Yeah, but it was. I see what Marcus is coming from. I mean, we spoke about it a little bit earlier with the Istanbul Liverpool AC and the Bayern Munich Man U, which may I point out that Istanbul is winning by a lot. Although, Paul, you might be able to do an Istanbul and come back. Doubt it. Right. Anyway, so yeah, fans that do nothing but talk about history. Does that wind you up?
Yeah, 100%.
As long as it's not Leicester, I mean, we'll be thinking about that. You know what I mean, for a long time. It does get frustrating. No, right. I'll put it in this terms: fans that speak about the history that weren't born when that history was happening. That annoys me.
I know. Well, to be fair, right?
I don't know. England winning the World Cup. We're all guilty of that one.
Only to the Germans.
Only to the
Germans. Only the Germans.
Just in case the Germans come.
No, but it's like Forest
which
and
makes it
Derby
like
fans.
Germany have won about 1 million World Cups since then, so it's not really.
Yeah.
And if you are German and you're watching, Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. There we go.
What was my Jamie Vardy thing that I managed to translate? That was awesome. Could have said that. Do you remember when I
chat, poo and get banged?
Yeah, but I did it in German.
Chat, poo and get banged. There we go.
Shut Scheiße.
All right. Swearing in German still not allowed before 9 o'clock.
Only because you know what it means now.
I know what
in German
means.
Look, you're allowed to in an hour. They're an hour in front, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Danny and Andy, would you get annoyed? Sorry, would you get annoyed? People on about Leicester's 5,000 to 1 PL.
I wouldn't get annoyed I wouldn't get annoyed people talking about it, but I'd get annoyed about people constantly referring it to as the fluky year. That, possibly.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I will not accept that. I will not accept that. You don't win the Premier League by that many points and it be a fluke. Anybody.
Thank you.
Anybody that says that Leicester winning the title that year was a fluke, just
you're not a football fan.
You've just done even more respect off me, Gaffer. I've been trying to fight that one for years.
I am the most unbiased person in this group by far. Right. Anyway, next one. Moving on.
Slightly biased.
Andy, you just were. Strike one.
I didn't say anything.
Overpriced football tickets.
100%.
Yes. Always the big games as well. Always the big teams.
Yeah, right. Here's a fact for you guys. You're going to like this because this is the Gaffas Gaff and the Gaffer likes facts. So, did you know that you can get a Bayern Munich season ticket for the price of the most expensive Arsenal one game ticket?
I did know that.
Two facts. Here's another fact for you. Did you know that Accrington Stanley's season ticket is more expensive than Bayern Munich's?
What?
I did know that. Yeah, it is.
Who are
they? It was in the paper.
Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Another fact. Every single Championship team's season ticket is more expensive than every single German team's season ticket.
Wow.
Germany makes it affordable for the working class.
And that's why German football's just gone up in my ranks for best leaguers in the world.
Well, yeah, we was going to talk about that tonight, but my graphs, when I was doing a test, because unlike the other admins, I do tests before this, it wasn't showing clearly on the page, so sorry about that. I will try and design the graphs myself. So there we go. Yeah, overpriced football tickets. Where's this going to end? The overpriced and the football tickets.
It's too late.
It's not in the Premier League. It's not. The only thing that I know that, and I have to take it from what I know from me being a Leicester City fan, is that our club, when it comes to FA Cup and League games, not Premier League games, discount the tickets and take a loss on their own. So I've taken my daughter, taken her to a Liverpool game and a Southampton game in the League Cup, and it's cost 15 quid for the pair of us to go, which is fantastic, and it's full and it's brilliant. But they take a hit.
People in the comments, let us know what the most expensive football ticket price you've paid. I will tell you, I have paid. What was it? It was €27 to go watch Barcelona play at the Camp Nou or the Nou Camp, wherever you're from.
What tier were you in?
€27. Was
I remember paying 20 quid for a ticket about 8 years ago. 8 years ago in the Championship.
It was against Real Mallorca when I was on holiday with some of the lads. I also went and looked around the Barcelona stadium, which was amazing. Dead cheap. What's worrying for me is, right, I mean, the new rules have come out and they're going to bring fans back into football stadiums. 4,000 allocations are going to do. If you lot think those tickets are going to be cheap, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
You're better off not going.
They're going to season ticket holders anyway, and I don't know if this is coming up in...
Have season ticket holders been determined this
year?
But
this is the thing. Well,
they've been paid. They've been paid.
Yeah.
They've paid their season tickets.
But will they rotate them so that it's fair that all season ticket holders get a chance?
Ballot. It all goes in a ballot. That's what I've been told. That's from my club. I don't know what other clubs are doing. Like mine and yours. That's what Leicester. It's a ballot.
Yeah.
But did you know people who own, the VIP boxes? All these games have been allowed. They've been allowed.
Yeah, they've been going constantly.
Yeah, but to be honest, because it is a box,
they're elites though. That's why.
Yeah. It does bug me that sport is starting to become a sport for the wealthy.
But I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this 4,000 thing because I'm not being funny. You look at Leicester's grounds, 32,000. That's 4,000. Liverpool's, what are you? 65, 70?
Yeah, something like that. I think they need to base it on capacity. So I think instead of doing an allocated number, they should do it on a percentage. So
I think that's what they wanted to do at the beginning. So before it was 25% of that capacity.
Yeah, I think that's what
I think it should be.
I ain't being funny, right? But you've got a League Two game. Some of those grounds probably hold 8,000 capacity.
8,000, yeah.
If that, yeah.
So, and then you've got the other games, non-league, that some stadiums only hold probably about 1,000, if not less.
Yeah.
So they're going to be at full capacity.
You think of places
there's probably hidden rules or something.
I mean, the only ground that's not really going to get affected is the Etihad, because it looks like that. With
that's going to look massive. I mean, their stadium announcement will be, and the official attendance at the Etihad today is 48,000.
I almost died at the Etihad.
No, but on all seriousness, like you look at Liverpool's ground, you look at Newcastle's ground, you look at Man United's ground, you're not going to see them 4,000 fans, are you?
Here's a comment from Lewis. Full football kit for my eldest was £100. That's mad, because I bought my daughter the full Liverpool kit for this season, and that cost me 56 quid.
I paid 55 for a full Leicester kit for my daughter.
£100. Fucking being stuck in my zip. I mean, that's mad. Football is starting to lose, and eventually, I think fans are going to be outpriced. They are.
Yeah.
But you ain't going to get
subscriptions going up. Your tickets are going up. Your kits are going up. There's got to be. I think they've got to put a cap on it, because if Germany can do it, and Spain can do it, and Italy can do it, why are we not doing it?
Because we're
Britain.
This
is where I think fans have got the edge when it comes to going to the ground, because it only takes them to say, fans can go back, and fans not to go, for them to go, right, we need to sort this out, because fans ain't coming.
The difference is those countries' governments care about those countries care about their communities. That's the difference.
Yeah. Do they?
Majority of them.
I think
the clubs and the teams.
You know what I think they should do? Honestly, I think with the ticket prices, as it's been such an absolute awful year, I think the ticket prices should range between £5 and £20. It won't happen, but because it's been such a crap year, and there's a goodwill from the FA, especially this crap for charging
for keeping them in business as well.
Crappy thing.
Yeah,
we are. Let's be honest. If no one watched football, they'd be screwed. They generally would.
No, but that's it. Tottenham have come out today, and if it continues with no fans in the stadium, they've already recorded losses of 63.6 million. That's today.
Wow, that's insane. So
there was
ticket prices. Sorry,
there was 8 clubs in the Premier League that came out last year that said they don't need to have the stadium full ever. They could play in an empty stadium and still make money. And we were actually one of them. Liverpool's another, Man U, Man City, and all that. Yeah. But Tottenham cannot afford not to have, because they've just spent all this money on a new stadium. They're screwed.
Right, so ticket prices is a major what football fans hate. The next one is quite relevant to Liverpool at the moment. Injuries to our favourite players. Nobody wants to see, if you're a Leicester fan and you see a nasty leg break to Jamie Vardy, you ain't liking that.
No.
We've all been through it. We've all had a season where our team's doing well. Bang, bang, bang. Suddenly a couple of players out ruins your season.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it does.
Happened to Leicester last season. You suffered with a few injuries. Arguably happened to Man City because their entire defence, Laporte, got injured.
She was not happy about him getting injured.
No, she weren't. It's all right, darling. He's better now. Right. If my kids grow up to be a Man City fan, Michael Brown, you can adopt him. Big shout out to Brownie, by the way. Hope you're doing well. So, injuries. Hate them, but we'll skip by that one. Next one. Right, this is like a 2-part bit, this one. This man. Right, now this is a 2-part. You're probably going to ask, and people are going to watch this, Dave, what is your problem with Pele?
I think my problem with
Pele is he says he's got the most goals in history because he played most of his career in a crap league, right? I've been funny, Pele. You may have scored, how many goals did he get?
No, that's one for Marcus.
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
If you're watching, how many goals did Pele score? So I'll have you know that I've scored over 4,000 goals in my career. I mean, I played cuppies. I've scored a fair few in them.
I've scored a fair few and all.
Hey, look, if Pele can do it, so can I.
Is this graphic? Is this graphic you saw the other day where 3 players are competing for different one of Pele's records, and he's done them all?
Right, so here we go. Some facts for you. Pele. People say that Pele was the best player ever to live. Fact: Pele is not the all-time top goal scorer. Fact: he is not. He's not got the record for the most goals in a World Cup. Fact: if he played in a harder league, he wouldn't have those records. Tell you what, can you imagine Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the MLS for their whole career?
I've got one as well. Does he have the record for most consecutive Premier League goals in a season?
No. I give up. So, Pele, you were a good player, and I'm sure he's watching because I've heard he's a massive fan of the Armchair Pundits. But sorry, mate, you're not even in my top 50 players. You've played off your
bread and butter.
Yeah, you played off your
teammate.
No, you've played off your career in the MLS. You get Sergio. You whack Sergio Aguero in the MLS, and he'll score more goals.
They don't even play football over there, do they?
No, don't get me wrong with Pele. Pele was a natural talent of his time, but to try and compare him to players of now is just wrong. You can't do it.
Bradley Wright Phillips, the player that couldn't make it at Charlton Athletic, went over there and won the Golden Boot for like 5 seasons running. Bradley Wright, not Sean, Bradley.
His little brother.
Yeah. Couldn't make it at Charlton in League One. Top scorer in the MLS for 5 years or something like that. You imagine Aguero over there?
That's like Matty Fryer level.
Yeah.
And that's why all these big names like Beckham, Ibra, Gerrard, Rooney, that's why they all kill it out there.
That's the equivalent to me, right? That's the equivalent to me going into UFC, having 500 matches against a cardboard cutout, beating them all. I mean, I'd probably lose one, but beating them all and then claiming I'm the best because I've won the most fights.
No.
Sorry,
Has Pele ever proven himself on Syston Park on that pitch? Because that pitch is
he has not. No.
Oh, that pitch is a vile.
No, he has not. So, sorry, not a legend for me. I think he's an absolute fraud. He's not got 100% proof of his goals. Pele, I'll have you know, my son, I've scored over 2,000 goals in my life. And some of them was when I was a baby. I can't remember. I kicked the ball in the net, it counts. Right. Anyway,
some of them are on FIFA.
Some of them are on FIFA, yeah. Anyway, another thing I'm bringing up, because I did say it's a 2-part thing. People that only become legends when they're retired. That bugs me, that.
What, so they have to retire to become a legend? They can't, I can't agree with that.
You know what? And I'm probably going to upset people here, but who cares? Would Gary Speed be classed as an all-time Premier League legend if he didn't pass away the way he did? Don't get me wrong, Gary Speed was an absolute legend. I'm not disputing that. And I think, he's a very likeable guy from what I heard. So I'm not using this in disrespect, but I'm just using it as a point.
I've had a similar conversation, not about a footballer, but would Queen have ever been as big as they were if it weren't for Freddie Mercury dying?
Exactly. Would Van Gogh be as famous as what he was before?
If he didn't chop his
he didn't even sell a painting until he died. All I'm saying is
it's a tough one to call.
You know what? I hate it when anybody dies, not just football, but anybody. But I also hate the fact that just because they die, they automatically become a legend. I don't think that's fair on players that are better than them who don't get the respect. So,
it's a very good point.
I'm not really comfortable with
that's a good point,
though.
No. So my point is just basically, I just think when people die, I'll tell you what, let's reverse it to make Andy feel better. Are people fully appreciated when they're alive?
Not as much.
No, probably not. No, definitely not.
So Lewis goes, so Messi and Ronaldo's aren't legends, they've not retired.
But they are legends.
So
that's exactly why they are legends.
My point being is I think people are either overappreciated when they pass away, or they're underappreciated when they're alive.
Do you just feel like it's a thing that people have to say because they're no longer here?
And I'm not just. I mean, this, like I said earlier, this could branch out into anything.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of a prime example.
Okay, here's one. Vishai.
Go on.
He was a legend before. He was a legend after. He was someone who didn't have to die to become a legend. He was already one.
Exactly. But did anybody ever talk about him while he was alive? Not many
All the time.
people.
Only Leicester fans.
We did.
Leicester fans.
No. Pundits were talking about him that
for his gestures.
Credited him all the time, saying that people like owners in the Premier League need to take notice of what he's doing. He's an absolute legend for that club, and he's a legend for what the sport should be.
But again, like Gaffer's saying, like you are saying, Gaffer. I think I understand what you're saying with your point. If obviously, us as Leicester fans, we know what he did. Obviously, to the out of, do you know what I mean? Unless you were aware of what he did, you probably wouldn't see him as a legend. It was only when, obviously, after he passed away, and you then learn what he'd done for the people of Leicester, he then even became a bigger legend for those people that didn't see him that way before.
I've got a great example for you, right? Now, Jordan Henderson, Liverpool fans love him. Fans from other clubs, not everyone, but fans from other clubs think he's overrated. I guarantee you this. If Jordan Henderson passed away tomorrow, 90% of England would go, "Oh, what a legend he was." That's my point that I'm trying to make. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's too easy now to get legend status.
Yes. Well, this does bring me on to one of my points later, which we will move on to. In fact, no, we'll do it now. World class.
Jamie Vardy.
So, shut up.
Casper.
Is it me, or does every single team suddenly have a world-class player?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
It bugs me. Leicester, Jamie Vardy.
But
only
because of what he's done, though, and at the level he's done it. That's the only reason I say it.
This isn't an attack on Jamie Vardy at all. Fucking beard! I'm gonna rip my fucking coat off.
How many times have you just swore there?
I know it must be bad.
Because my beard keeps getting caught in my zip and it's doing my tree in. Right. Do we think that the world class is being thrown around far too easy?
It does.
Blame FIFA.
Yeah, massively does.
I mean, I heard someone the other day say that Mason Greenwood was world class. I nearly fell off my chair. Very nearly fell off my chair. I was thinking, I had to look at him twice. I was like, what?
Give your head
you
one of
Mason
them.
Greenwood? Yeah, I mean, I think he'd had a bit too much sauce, pal. So, yeah, world class does my trick. Right, the next one.
Rose from Sauce Pond, him.
This is a great one, actually, because it's not something that makes me... It is something that makes me angry. Most of the time. I was going to need to explain him. Right,
I thought you were going to say Mo Salah then.
Right, no, so guess where I'm going with this.
Well, it's
formations, lineups.
Pardon?
Lineups.
Fans having to go at the manager about lineups. Does my head in.
Unless you've been a coach.
Right, I'm on the Liverpool fan page and everyone's like, mate, Klopp needs to go. Why is he not playing Shaqiri? Oh, I don't know. Probably because Mo Salah plays there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not being funny. How many times Danny, how many times have you been guilty of saying something along them lines?
Oh, we've all done it.
We've all done it, but probably in my earlier years before I became a coach. Before I became a coach myself and understood the pressure of it all and the depths of it, do you know what I mean? It makes you think twice when.
Yeah, I mean, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one. But the question is, right, there's so many, and some of them, you read some of them and you think, yeah, to be fair, yeah, the guy's got a good technician there, good old Gary from Scunthorpe. God knows what he's on about. But some of them, I'm thinking, wow, and it bugs me because, like, any team that lose, you go on their fan page, especially if they've lost like 4 in a row, and they're like, oh, such and such should be doing this, such and such should be doing that. All right, Gavin, you go and take charge.
You know, my favourite one is when you sat in the stadium, right, and your players are playing it backwards, passing it back to the defenders. You know what I mean? Playing it around a bit, saving time before they play it up forward, and you hear the mumbles around the ground, and all you can hear is, "Come on, move forward, backwards, not up forward." You know what I mean? It's all the time.
This is the thing about
Paul. Why are you not here, Paul? Join.
No, this is the biggest thing about this one. Yeah, it's an absolute pet peeve, but it's very hypocritical because we all do it. We all do it. I've sat in them stands. I'm not where Brendan Rodgers is. He's down there at ground level. I'm up there in the stands, and I can see where there's space and everything. I'm like, oh, just pass that ball, do this, do that. Oh, come on, Rodgers, sort them out. Like, I've done that in the past. I'm not just saying Rodgers. Rodgers is obviously the manager now, but I've done it with previous managers. But we all do it. We all do it.
I tell you what, I remember Southampton, was it last year or 2 years ago in the FA Cup? We played them, ended up going to a penalty shootout, and all I could hear was Leicester fans whinging. I was sat in the Cop as well. That's what made it even worse. I was sat in the Cop, and all I could hear was whinging. Yeah, it was a League Cup game, and I tell you,
that's the one that we miss it. Yeah.
It put me off going again. I didn't go for another year.
You know,
I don't know if
I genuinely thought that was the first time I'd been to a game since we was in the Championship. So you know, I've seen us then in the Championship. We're all still aspiring. That was my first experience of us after winning the league, and obviously everyone's expectations are that high that all they're doing is whinging. And it weren't for me.
Yeah,
man, that's my thing that really annoys me. People who pay their money, and I used to sit. There was a season ticket holder behind me, game in, game out, whinging. It's like me and my mate had the bollocks one day. Just turned around and was like, "Why do you pay this money to stand here and whinge all the time?" Well, it's my opinion. Yeah, but nobody in this stadium wants to hear that right now because it's every game. It's annoying. Yeah. Don't pay the money. Sit at home and listen to the radio and whinge. Don't
go get a pie or something. Keep your mouth full. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, remember, guys, power of positivity. Any fans going to a game, you could be losing 20-0. Power of positivity. Gaffer's top tip for this week. Right, next
look at Istanbul. Look at Istanbul.
Right, yeah. Speaking of Istanbul, here we go. Your rivals. Nobody likes their rivals.
No.
Although apparently we don't have any.
What annoys me is people leaving early. Damn wrong. Well, to be fair, right, your local rival, one's down in the Championship, and the other one's also down in the Championship. But they're both probably going to be in League One next year.
No, three of our rivals are in the Championship.
People leaving early, yeah.
Don't forget Coventry as well.
Three of our rivals are in Championship.
I think, right, it annoys me. I don't mind, right? People, just to clarify, right, I don't hate Man United. I respect Man United. But at the same time, I want them to lose every single week. That's my opinion.
I don't hate any football club.
And before any Man U fan comes around and turns to me, goes, "You can't say that. Shut up. You think exactly the same about Liverpool. Tell me I'm wrong." You tell me, right, if Liverpool right now got relegated 5 years in a row, Man U fans would be wetting themselves laughing. Of course they would.
Yeah.
Memes galore.
Oh, man, you know. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. But yeah, I don't hate Man U. I just want them to lose every week. There we go. Right, guys, what's your opinions on your rivals?
Since the Fisheye thing, I don't think we've really got a rivalry. Everyone sort of came together, so it's a bit different now.
And we're not playing them. We don't play them.
Yeah, we don't play them as well. So
we haven't played them for nearly 6 years.
4 years. No, 5 years. 5 years.
We've got to hope for the cup draw to play them.
Yeah.
Sorry,
boring you, Gaff.
No, I've just noticed that. The caption for this video, guys, is "What is the best league?" I am changing that. Bear with me, guys. Talk while I change the caption. Those who've just tuned in, guys, we're not talking about the best league. We all know that the best league in the world is the Scottish Second Division. There we go. Sorted.
Hands down. St Mirren all the way.
Guys. Right, let me just go to the next one, and then I'm going to alter the thing. Right, next one, and I'll let you guess what this is.
Right. Super teams.
Super League.
or Super Leagues, or teams or owners owning more than one team?
Well, no.
Oh, Super League.
It's
Like a
buying
franchise
the
thing.
leagues.
Oh right, yeah. I thought it was
How
on
do you
something with
not
franchise.
get that?
I thought
PSG have
franchise,
done
didn't
it
it?
for
Look at
decades.
the teams, man.
And they got
PSG
similar
have done it for
owners.
decades. No.
Oh,
Not
I thought they was owned by
them.
the same people.
They're owned by the same family. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something like
that's
that.
what I
It's
was. That's what I was on
weird.
about.
Hate them. I'm sorry. PSG fans, Man City fans, arguably Chelsea fans. You was nothing.
And
Okay.
Red Bull Salzburg as well. Isn't that one of them? Germany hate them.
People might
Leipzig, Red Bull Leipzig.
That's it. Leipzig, yeah, RB Leipzig. They
you know
absolutely
what?
hate
People
them.
might turn around. People might turn around and say, "Oh, Dave, Liverpool spent loads of money to win the league." Oh, man, you spent loads of money to win the league. Yes, but we started from scratch.
Wasn't from oil though, was it?
Yeah, no, it weren't. We started from scratch. We had to work to get all these billions and billions and billions. Same with other teams. Leicester's going to be like that soon. Leicester will be soon spending big in the transfer window. And do you know why? Because they started from scratch and they've earned it. PSG, Man City, you ain't earned nothing. God, I'm horrible tonight. Anyone who I'm upset tonight, I apologise.
Get it out of your chest, Gaffer. Get it out.
The thing is,
it's
like
months
I say,
and months of frustration.
PSG have done it for years. Been able to just buy who they want.
Not all from oil, but from tax dodgers.
That's
Hey,
Chelsea
mate,
comment. It's
one of those
It
tax
was,
dodgers is just about to be knighted. Lewis Hamilton, what a perk! Right. Anyway, so what's your opinion on overspending? I mean, let's be honest. Financial fair play is non-existent. What is the point of it?
Yeah, exactly.
No player is worth the amount of money that like Lionel Messi is worth. No player is worth that money.
Yeah,
but but it's all
that's
right.
the thing.
Clubs will pay that money. Well,
That's a
needs
very,
to
very
stop.
good point. That's a very, very good point, Andy, because it's why do players become that expensive?
Because they're
You're buying a
franchise.
person. Yeah, but you're buying a person. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. You're buying the franchise that you're buying the shirt sales, you're buying all of this, and it's just like, no, get rid. Let's
don't get me wrong.
real
It's a nice feeling, but that's all there is to it.
Yeah,
it's not clever.
Leicester are quite guilty of selling high at the minute. We are, but we're in a market that we can. But we're in a market that we can do it. We weren't the first. We won't be the last.
I'm not having a go at PSG fans or Man City fans because a lot of them supported Man City through the dark times. Same with Chelsea.
Right.
A lot of Chelsea fans supported Chelsea through the dark times. It's not Chelsea fans, it's not Man City fans, not PSG fans that they've got all this money. But what irritates me is don't give me all this crap that it's a fair game because it's not.
No,
it's not. It's not on a fair level playing field. I mean, put it this way: Man City have spent more money on their defence than teams like, Sheffield United and teams like that have ever spent in their entire history.
Yeah,
but this is the thing: Man City are known, and they won't do it by players that are for over 60 million. And this is what Man City like. We won't buy players for over 60 million, right? That's fine, but you'll buy 6, 7, 9 players that are worth 60 million each per person. Now let's look at your gross spend. It's true. If you said to me, we don't pay any more than 60 million in a transfer window, then it's a different argument.
I mean, I always thought that there should be a good rule of, no, it's just
I think there should be. I think there should be a transfer cap.
You should only spend what you sell. Yeah, I think there should be a transfer cap. I think.
But then, if you're selling but you say that
100 mil, no more than 100 mil.
If you're selling by what you can sell, say you sell 6 players and it's 200 million, then you could buy 100 million players. No, I just think there should be a cap on spend completely.
What you mean? Like you can only spend, say, up to 300 mil. You can't spend any more than that.
So say that you don't sell any players, you're allowed to spend 100 million. Now, if you sell a player and he
won titles.
No,
do you think?
No, that's not fair.
No, because you think, right, if you've won the Premier League, then yeah, all right, you should have that money to spend.
Yeah, but if I give you a cap of 100 million, you go and sell a player and he's worth 50 million, then gives you 150 million. It's an initial cap of 100 million. So if you sell players and you want a player that's worth 120 million, well, you need to find that other 20 million by selling somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a good idea. I don't think it'll happen, but
It'll never happen.
I do
It
think
won't
it is.
happen.
No, it's a good idea. Next one. Right, I've got one, and then we're going on to some real serious stuff, guys. So it's not the next one; it's the one after. So
Penultimate.
guess what I'm going to talk about?
Diving.
Sorry once again, Man U fans. I'm not picking on you tonight. It was purely the first picture that came up. There was also a picture of Mo Salah that I didn't want to add. So
it's always the first picture that comes up when you say Man United player diving.
Yeah,
Man United playing diving /
First
Ashley
picture.
Young. Suddenly Ashley Young came. It was mate, coincidence. Diving in football, guys. Is it clever or is it just wrong?
It's wrong. But in this modern game, it is clever. No, but there is because and I relate.
Diving's part of the tactics now.
Yeah. Danny, you would agree with me. Jamie Vardy, if he can get in front of a player and go across him and gets a little bit of contact, he'll go down. So he's already anticipating that little bit of contact. He's not the only striker that's guilty of it. Aguero was guilty of it.
It is.
Loads of them are guilty of it.
In the past 15 years, it's become more well known now.
Yeah, that slight little bit of contact. You go down, VAR is going to give it.
Past 15 years is when it's really come into the game.
Since we've
probably even 20.
And I hate it. Right, I could get some right backlash for this, but it's since we've allowed the influx of international players coming in that this has been part of our sport.
I want to argue, but I'm currently finding it difficult though.
I think there is some evidence there somewhere along the lines to back that up as well. I have seen something. It was when a player transferred over to a certain team, and I think he either dived or he wasted time. It was one of the two. That's what they brought into the game to implicate, and they used that as the tactic to.
Yeah.
I remember it being on some. I think was he Brazilian or was he? I think it was a South American player.
Well,
it's been this European thing. It really has. It's just been this because if you look at the early days of the Premier League, you're looking into the start of the 90s, probably going all the way up to 99. Like 99, you really started to see diving in the sport. You really started to see it, but before that, you really didn't. It did happen.
Not as much.
Yes. So don't get me wrong. International players coming into the Premier League, I love it. Thank you for obviously giving us all the skills and stuff. But this European flair of diving just ain't right, and it's not going anywhere. That's the problem. It ain't going anywhere.
Right, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to be 100% honest, and people that are watching, I want you to be 100% honest. So I'm going to ask Danny first. If Jamie Vardy dives, wins a penalty, that penalty wins you the game, do you mind it?
No.
No.
I'm not going to whinge about it.
But you're playing, and this is arguably similar to last season. Sadio Mane went down very easy against you last year in the 90th minute. James Milner took the penalty, scored it. You must have been raging.
Yeah, 100%.
Big time.
So the conclusion we've come to, ladies and gentlemen, is diving is only okay if it's your club that's diving. There we go. That's the conclusion we have come to.
And,
unless you do it Grealish.
And we're all a bunch of hypocrites when it comes to our own team. Unless it's our own team.
Right.
That's the tribalism of supporting a team, though, isn't it?
Yeah. The next one, I've not got a picture for it because I couldn't find a picture that wouldn't get us shut down. Other aspects that come into football, and we are going to talk about it, guys. It's the Gaffas Gaff. You may not want to talk about it, but we're talking about it. Stuff like Black Lives Matter. Now, it's important when we talk about racism, but has the knee gone too far? Has it out? Has it outstayed? Is the point gone across? Do we need
in my
to give it
opinion,
up?
no. In my opinion, no, because the message still isn't being taken seriously.
No.
Okay, so how long do we do it for the message to get taken seriously?
It's a hard one.
It's a very good point.
It's a hard one because I think, I agree with Danny on that one. The message isn't getting across. But if you've noticed, the FA have tried to get away from the BLM movement by saying no to racism is now on the shirts instead of BLM. So it's
right. I'm going to say something.
Which one is it?
I'm going to say something, and if it does upset people, message me and I'll explain. I personally think it's stupid, and I'll explain. Before you jump at me, I'll explain. If you're a racist fan, you're not going to stop being racist because you see Genie Wijnaldum taking a knee. That's not going to stop you from being racist. What needs to stop? If you're going to stop people from being racist, you need hard punishments.
I'll tell you what you need. You need Black history. You need Black history in every single education. We need to learn about their history as well.
Oh, bollocks! I've pissed myself for cider. Man, I'm swearing tonight. I'm sorry, guys. Right, Dave, second strike. Danny, you're one strike away from running the show, mate. Or Andy.
Right.
I'm kicking.
Yeah, give it Andy.
Right. No, I personally think. Right. I think taking the knees at. I don't think it's necessary. Well, it is necessary, but I don't think they should do it anymore. I think racism should be punished with harsh punishments.
I do agree that politics.
Let me ask you a question. Why did we stop clapping the NHS? Why did we stop doing it?
Because they didn't want it to grow out of it, basically. Stopped it.
It's patronising. It's patronising. They deserve a pay rise, not a clap.
Yeah, hang on.
No, it was a clap for key workers, not anything. Key workers weren't. She didn't want it to lose her identity. The person who started it didn't want it to lose its identity.
I'll be honest, I stopped after the second week.
Guys. The gaffer says, if punishments, I think punishments needs to be extreme. I think the taking the knee, I think it's outdone its point. I think at the end of the day, the only way people are going to learn is through harsh punishments.
But the education, guys, that's the problem. That's the problem, though. It shouldn't have to get to that. Do you know what I mean? If we educate them at an early age, it never gets to that in a late stage.
It's taught, isn't it? Right, next one. One thing that football fans have. Oh, my God, do I hate this person.
Oh, rapper now.
Oh, my God, she needs to take a long walk off a short cliff.
Is this because of her England comments?
It's her personality. I just cannot physically stand the woman.
I was going to say, if you said women's football,
it's the way she speaks. It's the way she speaks. No. Women's football is fantastic. I like women's football. I watched the Man City Chelsea game, FA Cup final, which they only had a couple of weeks ago. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I like women's football, but I do not like what this woman and how she goes about things.
To be fair, that's why I don't like Harry Kane.
At the end of the day, she goes on about this stuff, and I honestly believe it's not because of the cause, it's so she gets a reputation. And I believe that. And I'll explain why in the next photo. You're going to like this one, lads. This is just for you two tonight. Yeah, boy.
Gladiators. Is that Gladiators?
Is that the same woman?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the same woman?
It's the same woman. Alex Morgan. Now, that's the way you should do stuff. Not bathing in a bikini, by the way. That was just for the fans.
That's just the one time I needed my eyes to work.
So, basically, right, so one of them preaches, and she does it in an arrogant, self-loathing, egotistical way, which is this complete douchebag. This one here does it by example. She goes out, and the way she talks about it.
She gets a kit off, basically, Gaffer.
No.
No,
So
no, 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 no.
one of them makes me want to turn off women's football. Literally makes
Yeah.
me want to stop watching it. The other one, the way she plays, the passion, the way she talks. I mean, just a prime example. You watch the interviews when USA won the World Cup final. Alex Morgan says the team did it. The team were amazing. The team deserved this. The other person, all she wanted to talk about is that she was the player of the tournament.
Yeah.
Just go back and watch it on YouTube. That's
I
why I hate that person.
remember
One
that.
of them.
But do you not think, you think that the American women's football team, because if you think how Rapinoe's retired now, she was brought up with the arrogance of we were the best best football team, well, women's football team in the world, which they still are to this day. They still are the best women's football team. And she was brought up with that arrogance where Morgan's going to go through a different stage and it's like, look, we need to make this sport better because they're starting to run out of players. And
I just think, it's a bit like, how do I say this without getting... Right, okay, let's take Raheem Sterling and Marcus Rashford with the BLM. One of them is making a massive difference, a huge difference, not to everybody, to the all ethnicities, to the children. And the other one only brings it up when he's done something wrong.
One's being active and the other one is just riding the wave.
Well, one of them only brings it up when he's done something wrong, Yeah. And the other one, who's not done anything wrong, is making a proper difference. A proper difference. And I think that's my opinion on this douchebag and this delightful lady. Morgan is all about we, where Rip and Rope is all about me. And I don't like her. Right, next one. Oh, and this is one that we all love.
Hey. FVAR.
Mitch likes to say it's not VAR that's the problem, it's the people running it. Totally agree. The people and is literally banging his head against the wall. VAR.
That's what VAR
we spoke
is.
about this countless times. We spoke about VAR. We're not going to stick on this because VAR is becoming very boring, very stern, and very irritating. So basically, FA, sort it out. Next one. Biased fans.
Or Arsenal fans.
I can't relate.
Biased football fan. Does my tree in. We've got one on this page. I'm not going to mention his name. All know who we're on about. Famously quoted, Vardy is better than Messi. There we go. Famous quote from that guy.
Even I'd say that.
We had one member of the group who actually left the group. He's back now, but he left the group because, in his opinion, David De Gea was the best goalkeeper of all time. People disagreed. He left the group. His other famous comment was, we actually planted this. This was a long time. This is when the group first came out. So what we did, we decided we would stitch him up just to see how biased this guy was. So I think we did something like world's best defenders, and we listed Cafu, we listed Maldini, we listed Nesta, we listed basically every best defender in the world. And then we listed John O'Shea. Guess, and he was the only Man U player that we put in. Guess who he voted for? And not just that, because, so we called him on it. It was like, how can you say that? He goes, well, out of this list, he was the clear best one. And he got really upset, and he left the group again because people were rinsing him. Well, like, hang on, you think John O'Shea is better than Maldini? Well, yeah, I do think John O'Shea is better than Maldini. Shut up.
On that note, Patrick Kisnorbo, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think Martin Skirtle was the greatest of all time. I'm just saying.
I stay true.
Who doesn't want Jimmy Traore in their team? No, right, come on, Andy.
I stay true to this. Is like, I'm a Leicester City fan, but I'm a football fan first. You can't. How can you support somebody if you don't love the sport? So if you're going to support somebody, you've got to love the sport, and you've got to realise
Hang on, whoa,
There are better
go back
teams
a bit.
out
I
there.
think that is one of the most inspirational things I think I've ever heard. How can you
I've
support
said
a
it a
team
few
if you don't
times.
love the sport? I love that.
But at the
But you
same
can't.
time, the sport you can fall out of love with the sport because of ongoings within the game at the
Yeah,
moment.
I fall
Like,
out of love with
like
sport all the time, but it's
when
there.
Leicester sacked Ranieri, mate, I'm not going to lie, I fell out of love with sport for a little bit.
Yeah, we've all had moments
Um,
in it, but we all watch the same sport.
Yeah.
Our team plays that sport, and the only reason we support that team is because of that sport. So you've got to
I'll
love the
never
sport.
say that. Yeah,
I was
you do
almost
have
a
to love
Villa
the
fan.
sport.
What?
What age
I was
group
almost
do
a
you think
Villa
is the
fan.
worst? What I find is the worst ones for it are the older people. People older than us. They're a nightmare for being biased. But I understand that they're passionate. I understand that. But I think sometimes certain fans lose sense of reality.
Yeah, but
I mean,
the thing
some of the
is,
comments
I
I
want to
think.
I want to give a shout out to Danny's missus. She's a Coventry fan, and I personally hate. And she came back at me the other night, and fair play to her, because what they're going through, none of our clubs at the minute really have gone through what Coventry are going through. And she came back at me with something, and it was just like, you know what? That's passion, and that's what I love
Yeah.
about that. That's passion. So fair play to Danny's missus on that one. It's
Shout out,
not good.
Bethan.
Do you think there's a difference between passion and being an absolute wally?
Yeah, completely.
It is.
Completely.
And it's like,
I mean,
saying
I'm a Liverpool
like Danny's
fan.
missus there, she must be hating the sport right now for what's happened to her football club.
Yeah,
Like
I
other
mean-
Coventry fans are hating. Like
Don't worry,
Bury-
mate. Don't worry. She's swaying towards Leicester right now.
like Bury fans and all that, and
I'm a
must be
Liverpool fan, but I'm
hating the
also
sport.
yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm also realistic. Now, I've had a lot of digs at Man U tonight. In fact, I've had a lot of digs at Man U all day. But
Yeah.
if you ask me now, what is the greatest Premier League side of all time? That Man U side.
Gaffer,
In
you
my
got me
opinion.
worried then. I thought you were going to say the best comeback final in the Champions League.
Oh no, that was Liverpool. Sorry, Man U fans, that was Liverpool. But no, the best Premier League side, Man U. And if you're a foreigner and you go to someone, name a Premier League side, 9 times out of 10 they're going to say Man U, and rightly so. So,
Yeah.
and I think some fans need to be like that. They need to be realistic, you know. And I think it bugs me when football fans, and this is one thing that I hate as a football fan, is
And this is where
people
you're going
that
to
are
find your fans out.
unbelievably biased towards their team, without being
But
realistic.
this is where you're going to find your true fans out, is when their club's going through hard times. Are they still going to be there?
Oh yeah,
And we find that out constantly that they're not there.
I'm on Twitter and I follow Liverpool on Twitter, and I tell you what, sometimes we'll be 0-0 against a team that we are expected to beat, and some of the fans are like, "What's going on? I ain't been a Liverpool fan anymore," or you know, I was on it when we weren't going through our good times, and the amount of fans I hear, "Oh, so this, I'm going to go support Man City." Well, go off and support Man City then.
Do it.
Don't need you. Right, going on to the next thing.
I know loads of Man United fans and now Leicester fans from when I was a kid, and it's like we've got no right.
I know a guy, right, and I'm going to mention him. His name's Daniel. I won't mention the last name. Who started off as a Man U fan, became a Chelsea fan, then became a Leicester fan, and now he's a Man City fan.
Wow, of all teams to end up with.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a guess on what years he decided to swap teams.
So he started out when?
Started off as a Man U fan.
So that's the 90s.
Then he became a Chelsea fan.
Well, that was when Abramovich took over.
2004 onwards.
Yeah. Then he became a Leicester fan.
When they were back in the Premier League.
And he's a Leicester lad. No, he only became a Leicester fan when they won the league. He
was
a Leicester fan for 1 year, and now he's a Man City fan. So I'm presuming he's going to be a Liverpool fan any day now.
Or maybe he just really likes De Bruyne.
And another thing is his favourite foreign team is Real Madrid. I mean, I don't know why, but
I mean, to be fair, my cousin, growing up, he was always swaying Liverpool, Man U, Liverpool, Man U. Every time I go around there was a different bedsheet on. Eventually,
can't do that, not those two.
Eventually, he stuck it out with Liverpool. He stuck it out with Liverpool.
How old was he?
What, when he decided? About 4 years old when he made his mind up. 4 or 5 years old.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Right, okay, so yeah, that's fine. That's cool. You're 4 years old. You know what? When I was a little toddler, I've always had a fondness of Lincoln City. It made me laugh, right? Because when I was growing up, people used to go, "Oh, you're in sport Liverpool because you're a glorious Potter." I was like, "Sod off, we ain't won out for about 20 years. No glory about us." You know what I mean? But yeah, glorious Potters hate them. Right,
people jump on me actually for that because there's a picture on my Facebook of me wearing a Liverpool shirt. Now, when Leicester was in League One and Championship, yeah, there is somewhere on my Facebook. Basically, I had a favourite. I just had a favourite Premier League team because I never thought we'd be in there again. So I had my favourite Premier League team, and that turned out to be Liverpool. And then as soon as Leicester got promoted into the Premier League again, it was always Leicester.
All right, let's just play a quick game actually before we do this. Right, so if I said to you, we have to pick a team for every league, and we've now got to become like a secondary supporter for them. So Premier League, obviously Liverpool. Championship side.
No. Take our teams completely out of it.
No.
They don't exist.
No. Okay.
Right, so Championship. I'm going to go. You know what? I've always been quite fond of
Premier League, Dave. Liverpool do not exist in the Premier League.
No, you've got to tell me. I've got to try and pretend to support a Premier League team that's not Liverpool.
Yes.
No, I like the concept of you already support your team and then you're just picking a different team from each league. I like that.
All right, we'll do both. Okay, so if I were a Liverpool supporter, probably Wolves for me. I like Wolves.
That's interesting.
And I've been to Birmingham a lot, so yeah, Wolves for me.
Mine would be Villa, because I was almost a Villa fan before I was a Leicester fan.
Andy?
Chelsea, because my dad supported them.
Glorious Potter. Right, Championship. Championship. If you have to support a team in the Championship.
Ooh, good shout.
Chef Wednesday.
Probably Coventry.
Mine, I know you two are going to hate me, but it'd have to be Forest. I love Nottingham. My favourite.
I rate them as long as it weren't Derby.
As a kid. Oh no, Derby can go screw themselves. No, Forest for me. If I had to support a team in the Championship, right, League One. There's only one team for me, and yes, I've got nothing in common with this team, but I love the fact of Wimbledon. You lads know I've got a soft spot for Wimbledon.
I actually don't know who's in the League One at the minute.
Well, you just got to pick Wimbledon then.
No, Lincoln are in it.
Then yeah, it'd be them because LCFC.
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to have them, am I? Because I'm obviously Lincoln are
Lincoln.
But Lincoln are my second team.
I like Lincoln.
Right, I'm not going any lower leagues because I'm stupid and pick someone like Southampton. I don't know.
Fleetwood.
Right, anyway, next one.
Fleetwood.
Right, next one. Yeah, trolls. I hate trolls. So right, this is a picture I found on Liverpool's Twitter earlier, and it's by an Arsenal fan, and he's put, "Win the league, you small club." This is Arsenal fan calling Liverpool. So yeah, this is an Arsenal fan calling Liverpool a small club. Funny. Trolls. Hate them. Just out of curiosity, is anybody on Twitter?
I don't use it.
I use it to stream the footy games.
Okay, so on Twitter at the moment, I don't think they still do this on Facebook, but every single fan, they go through stages where every single comment is "big dub boss man." Like, shut up, you tart. It's not cool. You sound like a git. And now the big ones, every comment, it's "you've been ratioed." I don't know if you know what "you've been ratioed" means. So basically, it's what people say when they lose an argument, and they say it because they want to act cool and look like they've won the argument. So anybody,
percentage.
Right. So guys, and this is 100%. I'm 100% genuine about this. If I see any dubs or ratios in this group, you're out.
Oh, you've done it now.
Don't care if the admins don't agree. I'm the gaffer. Do what I want. Right, and the final one, and I think this might have been one of the admins that put this up. It might have been you, Andy, actually. I don't know. This one.
Hey!
No,
I commented on the post, didn't I?
I didn't put that one up. I put something else.
Was it you, Dan?
I commented international break. Hate
There we
it.
go. That's where I go from. International break. I absolutely despise. What is the point? What? Just someone tell me
Yeah.
what the point is.
Dave doesn't
Right,
watch
if you're not playing-
any internationals unless it's.
Oh, I've got one. I've got one
I
that.
don't watch international
This is
football.
one
Don't
thing
watch
I
it.
hate. This is one thing I
Go on.
hate at football. When
Go
you're
on.
having to neck your pint at half time because you're not allowed to take it on the concourse.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's not the most irritating thing, is it?
No,
Right,
it's
let's
not.
just go through- right.
We get in there.
International break. FIFA, UEFA. I hope you're listening because I know you're all fans of the Armchair Pundits. Sepp Blatter messages me constantly. Right, unless it's a qualifier
Hope he's
or a
paying.
World Cup unless it's qualifier or a World Cup or a European Championship, just get rid of. I mean, the Nations Leagues, Tim Pot, don't understand it, don't care. Friendlies, what's the point? They don't need friendlies. Use friendlies to get fit. Don't need to get fit. Premier League season's on. Pack it in.
It's a lot of games.
What do you reckon?
It's a lot of
It's
games.
a lot of games.
I don't want to talk about it because I think it's
I
been a load of
And
crap.
FIFA
No,
and
come on, Andy.
FIFA.
Right,
I don't know whether you're aware, but COVID.
No, carry on,
Danny.
Danny.
Not done it.
Carry on.
No. Right, Andy. I'm going to set my stopwatch here. Bear with me. I'm going to put you under pressure. Right, stopwatch. I've got my stopwatch. It's on the old iPhone. You've got 1 minute to do whatever rant you want, and you can swear. You are the first person in the history of this page that's got my permission to swear before 9 o'clock. You've got a minute, and your time starts. And you've got to talk about the international break. Your time starts now. Go.
Fucking get in. Especially in this pandemic at the minute, this international break's been absolutely fucking atrocious. I just think it's been bang out of order. We didn't need it to happen. It's caused unnecessary injuries through across the whole leagues. That's not just in the Premier League. I'm talking leagues across the world. We didn't need it this year. What's the fucking point of it? It's been an absolute it's been an absolute farce, and it's also impacted on international games, this pandemic. We're sending people to other countries that are in lockdown, that are banned from our list of people who have to quarantine, and players having to question whether they can go and play for their international team. Nah, fuck that. Had enough of it. Get rid of it. I'm done.
You got 15 seconds. You got 15 seconds.
It dip dog shit, fucking bastard, dirty git. You are not it. Peace out, A-Town. Fuck off.
Get rid of it.
Word to your mother. Right, there we go. Right, I've got a comment right. I've not read it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Lewis saying, why come you've never given me permission to do this? Oh, love it. I knew it was going to. Right, so, right, first of all, Lewis, I'm so sorry, because like Lewis and Jack, especially, those two are the most foul-mouthed buggers I know.
You're going to have to let him do it. You're going to have to let him do it.
No.
It's 9 o'clock in German now, guys.
No. As soon as I saw your face when I mentioned international break, I thought, right, go on, this is money.
Triggered.
Triggered. International break, yeah, purely. There's no point. What's the point? I don't get it.
Shaza, get banged.
Well, there's a good point,
That's
right? Some people, those irritating Burks that like international friendlies because they've got no lives and they spend half the day at home knitting jumpers for themselves and for their grandkids that they've not got. They're like, well, it's good because Gareth Southgate can get his team ready and all that lot. He plays a different team every week, and
now we want to get rid of him.
Team he puts out, doesn't matter what team he puts out. He's only going to put the same bloody team on at the Euros anyway.
And now we want to get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly. You're telling me Gareth Southgate ain't got in the back of his head what his best team is that's going to start in the Euros? Of course he has. You know? And I'll prove it. You go back at previous friendlies from before the last World Cup. And hardly any of those players played in the World Cup. You know? Sod off. Peed me off just thinking about it. It's peed me off. I'm upset now. Right,
the Gaffer's back and he's annoyed.
I'm annoyed. I'm always grumpy. I'm the grumpy one.
He's venting.
Anyway, guys, for those who don't know, you're probably looking and think we've all gone a bit soft and a little bit GAY because we've got blue hearts at the bottom. No, we're not having a romantic session today. I mean, it could be arranged. But the reason we've got blue hearts is because two people that we know going through tough times at the moment, so we just want to show our love and support, and hopefully things will get better. We're not going to mention them by name because we respect privacy. But
love you guys.
These two people in our group are going through tough times, and you've got all of our good wishes, our bless, and yeah, we just hope that you're all back and feeling amazing soon, because you're amazing people and you make a lot of people smile. Danny, Andy, anything you want to add on that?
I'm not allowed to swear anymore, so I'm good.
It's past 9 o'clock in Germany, so fuck VAR.
It's not past 9 o'clock here, though, is it, you bloody Burke?
Would have been
Sorry,
about
Gav.
2 months ago.
Right, so anyway, guys, I'm the Gaffer. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Andy, for coming on. Much appreciated. Next Gaffas Gaff will be next Tuesday. I don't know what we're going to talk about. It'll probably be just decided on the day. But it's been a good show, lads.
It's been a great one. Really enjoyed it.
If anybody think of anything else that bugs them with football, let us know. And
I've got one just quick before we go.
Yeah,
before we go,
coming up?
when they've run out of chicken bolty pies, fuming.
Oh, Danny, shut up. Right. Oh, what? You want to see the adverts for the shows?
Yeah,
Jesus
what we got
Christ.
coming up?
Right. This is what we've got coming up on Thursday. We have got. Calling, and he's probably gonna get a little bit randy. This is a show that you vote for now, so there can be the discussion and say, holy cow, go and tune in at 7 p.m. The show's gonna be good. We're all getting more like a gem. Say what? Yeah, say what? Oh, word to your mother. Sorry, Charlie.
Dave,
What?
never do that again. Never do that again.
Loved it.
Yeah, we got talk on the tap. We got talk on the tap on Thursday, 8 o'clock. Stay tuned.
I love it if you wrap that entrance right. Also on Friday, that I'm aware of. Hopefully, Mitch is going to be doing this. Hang on. I think
Similar.
So not the same.
Similar.
Kind of.
Tell you what, I love that
Sorry,
video. Whoever
that's a
made that
vibe.
video, yeah, whoever made that video, that guy's got talent. Like,
When you got that coming through the headphones, mate. Jeez.
yeah, and the old tap inside the football. I mean, whoever made that, big respect. Thank you to whoever made that. Much appreciated.
Whoever is out
Danny,
there, if you can find them.
Danny, are you doing your thing? Or
Oh yeah, Friday as well, 6 p.m. Championship preview show. All the games
do I
coming
need
up in
to
the
make a
Championship.
video? Not me.
Charlie's
I
coming
think
on
that
again.
person needs to make a video.
You can do if you want. Don't need to.
Yeah, all right.
Sweet.
Right, guys. Just to make someone feel absolutely loved up, this isn't a show that's coming on, by the way, but we're going to finish the show tonight with an advert rewind, just because this person is a living legend and we absolutely love and adore him. And yeah, let's just get a bit gay. I need to find it now. This show's not on tonight, by the way. Anybody who's watching, we're just doing it because we love the guy.
Snowflakes? It's not for them, Gaffer.
Gaffas Gaff, thank you very much for watching, guys. We love you and take care. Do we have music to play out with? Yeah, sod it. You know what I think? What music we need to go out on?
It's got to be the Gaffas Gaff.
You know what I'm thinking, don't you?
It's got to be it, innit?
Shall we? Shall we do it? I know they did that. Shall we all sing it? Shall we all sing it?
On my,
We've got it. Go on there, go on there.
Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do it?
Yeah.
No. We'll put it on. Do you know how to sing over the video?
Yeah. You just take your mic off, didn't you?
Go on. Mic check. 1 2 1
Wicked. Wicked.
Good night, everybody.
I'm getting evils off the missus, but wicked.